Johnny's funny, he's our man. If you can't kill him, no one can. Yeah, he's funny. After the peak to the age of the war.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 worst movies that deserve a remake. Number 20, The Giver. This 2014 adaptation of Lois Lowry's 1993 dystopian novel made its money back, but failed to deliver critically for some fans of the source material.
I apologize.
Although not as dusty as some of the other films on this list, the themes of emotion and responsibility could certainly merit another take on The Giver, ideally one that fixes these issues. The source material was aimed at young adults, and this could still be the focus, but delving deeper into character and plot with less attention placed on visual style could do wonders in getting the message of The Giver to audiences of all ages.
He was asked if he were strong enough. It turns out he was not.
Number 19, The Shadow. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows. Unfortunately, he didn't know his movie was a dud.
You're right. You're right.
Directed by Russell Mulcahy, who is known for the slick music video style of films such as Highlander, the results as seen in this movie are actually quite fun.
If your head comes away from your neck, it's over.
The film side of the Shadow franchise could benefit from some modern touch-ups, however, while perhaps scaling down a bit of the original's reliance on style.
But you said he was only a rumor.
I'm sick of this shadow business.
Keeping the noir mood and tone would be a good move, but grounding the Shadow somewhat in the reality of, let's say, Batman, could actually do wonders for this franchise to live again on the big screen. Number 18, Silent Hill. Fans have been frightened of the Silent Hill video game franchise ever since it debuted back in 1999. Cinematic adaptations of this survival horror classic have been less than well received, however.
What's happening?
Which is a shame, given the source material's frightening reputation. How could this be remedied? Well, maybe looking back to some classic horror ideas could work. Using practical effects, tense storytelling, and moody camera work could give the world of Silent Hill the audience and critical reception it deserves. The video games did a superb job of immersing the player in this atmospheric, temperamental universe, and it would be great if a new Silent Hill movie could do the same.
Look at me. I'm burning.
Number 17, The Lone Ranger. Disney had high hopes for The Lone Ranger, and spent over $150 million in marketing to push a film that already ran them a bill of at least $225 million.
We jump? What about the passengers? They jump.
And then the film only grossed a total of $260 million worldwide. Is it possible for the Lone Ranger to ride again?
But he's the Lone Ranger.
Well, creating a better balance between the Ranger and his companion Tonto would be great for starters, as Johnny Depp's performance as the, quote, American Indian distracted from the comparatively dull Army Hammer.
My name come up?
Casting aside, making the Lone Ranger a more direct story, as opposed to a bloated blockbuster, could also make great strides in ensuring the sun doesn't set on this iconic Western hero. Number 16, Max Payne. Video game adaptations are always a dicey proposition when it comes to the world of cinema. Yet 2008's Max Payne was actually a financial success, despite a wealth of negative reviews. A gritty, modern update could bring the best of both worlds to the table, however, giving us a Max Payne film that could please casual audiences and fans alike, limiting the excessive camera effects of the original Max Payne, and paying more attention to character development alongside all of the expected action couldn't hurt either. Number 15, Street Fighter.
I know you like to look at yourself on television, you sick son of a bitch. So look at this.
Although the term bad movie is naturally all up to perception, Street Fighter possesses the distinction of being one of the most enjoyably bonkers movies to ever hit cinemas.
You're joking.
Still, this classic beat-em-up video game series is arguably the most popular and influential of its kind, so why not give it another shot? Gamers have grown up with characters such as Ken, Ryu, and Chun-Li, and there's enough backstory to this universe that a relatively serious, respectful adaptation could totally be achieved. This would be quite a change from the live-action film's campy tone, and one which Street Fighter fans would likely welcome with open arms.
That's exactly what I wanted you to think.
Number 14. Green Lantern.
Well, thank you. This has been really
I know, I made a lot of mistakes.
Look how I'm not mad at you.
Good luck finding anyone who actually liked this movie. A meandering and dull story brought down even more by bad writing and campy CGI. Not even leading man Ryan Reynolds could salvage this train wreck.
Brightest day, blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight.
Guardians of the Galaxy successfully brought the Marvel Cinematic Universe to space, so now is a perfect time for DC's Galactic Cop to do the same for the Justice League. As long as they learn from their mistakes, keep the supersuit green, but not animated, and maybe, just maybe, we can all let Reynolds forget about this 2011 embarrassment. Mark Strong is in this thing too? Wow, what went wrong?
While you assess, innocent lives will be lost. Let me take the fight to this new enemy.
There is much of which you are not aware, Sinestro.
Number 13. The Green Hornet. This adaptation of the classic 1930s radio hero was actually a financial success back when it was released in 2011, bringing in approximately $227 million on a $120 million budget. Still, the film wasn't given much love, and fans haven't exactly been clamoring for a sequel, so perhaps a remake is in order.
Trying doesn't matter when you always fail.
Given that the Green Hornet is a very old-school superhero, updating the mythology is key. The 2011 version did achieve this in a way, but many moviegoers just didn't see Seth Rogen as the superhero type. So perhaps some recasting will also pave the way for a solid Green Hornet adaptation to hit the screen.
Okay, now we can end this.
Number 12. The Star Wars prequel trilogy. There's a huge debate as to the quality of the Star Wars prequels.
Please don't look at me like that.
On one hand, there's a ton of great moments in all three films that give them great merit. Then again, there's also some cringeworthy dialogue and a mishandled love story.
Not like here. Here everything is soft and smooth.
Not to mention an excessive amount of dated CGI effects. Tell a simple and direct story about Anakin Skywalker's fall to the dark side, bring back the creature effects and realistic lightsaber duels, and you might have a recipe for remake success.
Be gone with him!
Number 11. Sphere. Michael Crichton's novels spawn from truly creative ideas and are laden with fascinating concepts, so it's a shame that there hasn't been a truly great adaptation of his books since Jurassic Park.
It's a dinosaur.
We'd love to see his visions for Timeline or Congo get another at-bat in the movie world, but it's Sphere that most deserves a second chance. After the discovery of a mysterious spacecraft on the Pacific Ocean floor, an expedition of scientists investigates.
So you're saying this spacecraft crashed in the year...
1709.
So you're saying this spacecraft crashed 300 years ago?
288.
They discover, among other things, the titular sphere, and its enigmatic contents come with some dangerous psychological implications. But the '98 film never tapped into the story's full potential, and the result was a sluggish bore. Reimagined amongst modern AI and technological conversations, Sphere could be a winner for the new millennium.
No, that's all right. No, Jerry, very important. Nothing more right now, please, okay? Jerry, you have to stop.
Number 10. Aragon.
Better to ask forgiveness than permission.
The first entry in the Inheritance Cycle fantasy novel series was self-published by the still teenaged author Christopher Paolini and his family back in 2002.
Did someone mention flying? Are you ready to try again, Dragon Rider?
It quickly gained an ardent fan base and received the big-budget movie treatment only a few years later, to a balanced sentiment of both excitement and skepticism.
Come! Taste the blood of your dragon!
Let's finish this!
Although the author himself approved of the translation, critics were not so forgiving, with many accusing the film's story of being too derivative of the Star Wars and the Lord of the Rings franchises, while also remarking on the inexperience of the first-time director, Stephen Fangmeyer.
Without fear, there cannot be courage. But when we are together, it is our enemies who should be afraid.
We're hoping another stab at an adaptation would be able to highlight what fans had loved about it in the first place.
I'm sorry. That's all there is.
Number 9. Catwoman. Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman, is a great character, yet no one has quite been able to present the smart, sexy, and dangerous burglar properly on the big screen. Well, not since Tim Burton.
Meow.
Case in point, this 2004 bomb, which by all accounts has to be one of the worst comic book adaptations ever filmed.
Game over. Guess what? It's overtime.
Halle Berry stars as Patience Phillips, a new incarnation of the anti-heroine, in what is essentially another origin story.
You died, but you were reborn. Oh, you're crazy. You are a crazy cat lady.
Unfortunately, a daft script, exaggerated performances, and some of the most cringe-worthy CGI imaginable make this cat's claws utterly harmless. But hey, at least cats have 9 lives, and that means they have at least a few more chances to revamp this feline femme fatale.
You're just a scared little girl playing dress up.
Number 8. Alexander.
Conquer your fear! And I promise you, you will conquer death!
Granted, director Oliver Stone may have already inundated the market with his disappointing 2004 historical drama, but we say that there's still a demand out there for the story of Alexander the Great to be told, and told well.
A king isn't born, Alexander. He's made by steel and by suffering.
Sure, Colin Farrell may not have completely convinced in the title role, but Stone's film wasn't entirely without merit, telling an epic tale during an era when films like Gladiator and Troy were still fresh in people's minds. Maybe instead of yet another re-edit of the Oliver Stone version, though, some other up-and-coming director could add a fresh spin to the story of this intriguing, iconic world conqueror.
Never will there be an Alexander like you. Alexander the Great.
Number 7. Jonah Hex.
I have coffins. Sure you don't need 8?
Cut him down!
Comic book cowboys don't get much better than Jonah Hex. Considered an A-list DC anti-hero with a powerful fan base, the craggy-faced but cool vagabond has a story that's ripe for a great action flick.
You don't look so tough.
It's tough to me.
Coupled with a superb cast and Josh Brolin's charisma, this movie should have been a winner. Unfortunately, it was messy, unloved by critics, and unable to seamlessly convey the world of the comics. But Jonah's story comes with plenty of chapters, from his Civil War days to his time as a bounty hunter, to his heartbreaking friendship with another literal lone wolf. He even teams up with the Justice League at one point. Jonah Hex is a complicated and enthralling character who deserves a good movie, or at least a justified DCEU cameo.
Still got that Derringer in your bustle?
No, I took it.
What about that knife in your garter?
Took it.
What about that?
Took it all, Jonah.
Well, searched you for darn good, didn't they?
Number 6. Pearl Harbor.
There's nothing stronger than the heart of a volunteer, Jack.
Michael Bay drew critical ire when he decided to adapt the 1941 Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor into a romantic dramatization starring Ben Affleck, Kate Beckinsale, and Josh Hartnett.
I think World War II just hit us!
Many cried foul at the film's historical inaccuracies and love triangle subplot, while others focused on Bay's penchant for relentless explosions.
He's a dead!
Pearl Harbor did reap significant financial rewards at the box office, however, and we think the story could still be done justice if placed in the hands of someone capable of balancing both action and storytelling in the proper ratio.
Not anxious to die, sir. Just anxious to matter.
Number 5. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
What are you?
I'm complicated.
Based on the celebrated comic book series, this was another case of Hollywood not properly following the source material, preferring instead to create a straightforward, big-budget action film following Alan Moore and Kevin O'Neill's tale of fantastic fictional characters from history.
They're indestructible!
No, just armor-plated.
Truth be told, the film works fine in that respect, but fans and critics alike still balked at the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and plans for a franchise quickly fizzled out. 2015 first unearthed rumors of a reboot, however, so the time may yet still come for Alan Quartermain, Dr. Jekyll, Tom Sawyer, and Captain Nemo to rebuild their league on the big or small screen.
Draw your pistol!
I walk a different path.
Number 4. Masters of the Universe. Justice for He-Man. While the cast of Masters of the Universe, particularly Frank Langella as Skeletor, did the best they could with what they were given, the film was a critical flop.
Yes. I feel it. The power fills me.
When you're adapting such a beloved franchise, you've got to give extra special care to the details, which the 1987 movie did not. Instead, it was seen as a ripoff of superior action fantasy films such as Star Wars and Conan the Barbarian. A remake was in the works at Netflix, but between the entertainment strikes of 2023 and some failed negotiations, sadly the new film ended before it could begin. Hopefully, whatever work was done could be salvaged, and we'll finally get the Masters of the Universe masterpiece we've been waiting for. Number 3. Ghost Rider. As hard as it is to admit, there are some things that even Nicolas Cage can't save. Although Ghost Rider did good business, it was torn apart by both critics and fans of the Marvel character. Many agreed the over-the-top dialogue and the campy tone were unworthy of a character known for his rugged demeanor and twisted storylines.
Look into my eyes.
The brass over at Marvel must have taken the hint, as filmgoers haven't seen much of Johnny Blaze since the film's 2012 sequel. The Robbie Reyes version of the character has since appeared in ABC's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but we'll gladly sell our souls to give the OG a second chance on the big screen. Can someone get Keanu Reeves on the phone?
How does it feel to have all that evil inside of you? All their power.
All their souls.
Number 2. Spawn.
You're dead. Dead.
The late 90s didn't exactly foster the same comic-friendly cinema climate we enjoy today.
You're wrong.
Michael Jai White stars as creator Todd McFarlane's betrayed military man who sells his soul to the devil in order to return to the woman he loves, only to find out that she's remarried his best friend in the 5 years since his death.
I still love Wanda.
Put her in the past. It's the only way you can be free.
We think that a character with such a tragic backstory needs to make a serious comeback, not to mention the fact that Spawn himself is practically the definition of badass, as he fights demons and devils for his very soul. Make this one happen, Hollywood, and do it right.
Bonnie's funny, he's our man. If you can't kill him, no one can. James Bonnie, S to the P to the A to the 1, S to the P to the A to the 1. Those funny.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Golden Compass.
Is that all?
Coming out in the wake of the Chronicles of Narnia, Harry Potter, and the Lord of the Rings franchises, The Golden Compass has been described as one of the most disappointing adaptations ever. Shying away from Philip Pullman's source material, it was criticized for blunting the anti-Catholic sentiment within the film, while religious organizations complained about how said themes stemmed from the source material.
Prove to me that you are a demon.
Ask me something only you know.
How did I become king?
However, with several years having gone by since its release, perhaps it'll soon be the right time to reevaluate once again and attempt to bring Pullman's tale to life.
Mrs. Coulter, what's that?
That is the magisterial seat, Lyra.
Are there any movies that you think desperately deserve a remake? Let us know in the comments.
I'd like to remake the movie Kazam with Shaquille O'Neal where he plays a genie, and I'd like to get it right.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.